A billionaire tycoon sat across from a potential partner. A check for $50 million rested on the table between them, the kind of leverage most people spend 3 lifetimes chasing. The room was silent. Everyone waited for the handshake. The tycoon looked at the check, then picked up a lighter and set it on fire. He dropped the burning remains into a crystal ashtray and walked out without a single word. To most people, that was insanity. To the elite, that was a masterclass in frame control. He didn't burn $50 million. He burned a contract that would have forced him to surrender his autonomy. He broke the fundamental rule of human greed to prove a higher point of power. The 99% chase the money. The 1% protect the frame. Most people aren't failing because they're lazy. They're failing because nobody ever showed them the blueprint. The protocols in this video are what separate the ones who build empires from the ones who spend their lives wondering why the gap never closes. You don't become unstoppable by accident. You become unstoppable by architecture. Built quietly, invisibly, 1 protocol at a time, 7 disciplines. So simple most people dismiss them. So dangerous that the ones who practice them become nearly impossible to compete with. This is not a morning routine. This is the manual for the reconstruction of your identity. Protocol 1, the pre-execution strike. Most people wake up and immediately surrender. They reach for their phone and hand the first hour of their mind to the highest bidder, trading their sovereign focus for digital noise and social media outrage before a single decision has been made. A tycoon doesn't start a day, they finish it. The night before, they identify the 1 high-leverage objective using the 4-move strike. Command, 1 objective. If it isn't a command, it's a distraction. Date, a hard expiration. Today is not a time. 1400 is a target. Map, anticipate the friction. If you haven't mapped the obstacles, you'll be paralyzed by them. Protect, build a fortress around the execution window. Shut down the noise. The 99% ask, what should I do? The 1% say, it is done. The person who designs the day wins it. The person who reacts to it merely survives it. But a plan is only as good as the mind driving it. If your internal data is corrupted, your execution will be too. Protocol 2, intellectual compounding. Your mind is your highest value asset. Not your business, not your network. Your mind, because everything else is built there first. Yet most people feed it noise. Hours of distraction, opinion, and manufactured outrage. Then wonder why their thinking feels cloudy and their ambitions feel out of reach. The 1% practice data asymmetry. They consume what others won't, which means they see what others can't. 10 pages of meaningful material per day. Strategy, psychology, finance, philosophy. 10 pages, every day, no exceptions. That's over 3,600 pages annually. 12 to 15 books. A level of compounding most people won't reach in a decade. Instead of saying, I'm looking for a way out, say, I am acquiring the data to build a way up. One is a wish, the other is a protocol. But knowledge is a liability if the machine carrying it is about to break. Protocol 3, mechanical integrity. Here is what nobody in the self-improvement space will tell you. The most dangerous thing about chronic physical neglect is not fatigue. It is the emotional volatility it creates, and the decisions that volatility produces. Research on high-stakes negotiators consistently shows that physical depletion doesn't just slow thinking, it narrows it. A depleted mind defaults to the defensive. It protects instead of builds. It hesitates where it should move. The tycoon doesn't train for the mirror. The tycoon trains so that when the $10 million negotiation starts, the heart rate doesn't flicker. 20 minutes of intentional, aggressive motion per day. Not for aesthetics, for decision architecture. Instead of waiting for motivation to move, move first. You will never think your way into action. You will only act your way into clarity. Most people assume their biggest threat is distraction. It isn't. The biggest threat is something far quieter, and almost nobody talks about it. Protocol 4, visual target acquisition. Goal amnesia is the silent killer of ambition, not failure, not lack of talent, forgetting. Most people write their goals once, feel the initial surge of clarity, and put the paper somewhere safe. Somewhere so safe it disappears, and slowly, without drama, without a single conscious decision to quit, the goal fades. Not because they gave up, because the world is louder than a piece of paper in a drawer. Here is the mechanism nobody explains. Your subconscious is a heat-seeking system. It locks onto whatever receives the most consistent attention. Feed it your goals daily, and it quietly, continuously scans for opportunities, connections, and actions that align with them. Stop feeding it, and it locks onto whatever is loudest, which is almost always someone else's agenda. 3 objectives. Read aloud, every morning, before the world pulls you somewhere else. Instead of checking your phone first, read your goals first. Own the first 5 minutes of the day, or the day owns you. And if you think this sounds like motivation, you have already failed the next protocol. Now, the protocol that the entire performance industry has gotten completely wrong. Protocol 5, Tactical Asset Assessment. Every productivity guru tells you to practice gratitude because it makes you happier. They are solving the wrong problem. The tycoon doesn't practice gratitude for happiness. The tycoon practices it for accuracy. Here's the real function. Anxiety is not a feeling. It is a data error. When the mind is under pressure, it systematically underestimates available resources, contacts, skills, capital, leverage, past wins, and overestimates threat. This is not weakness. It is neuroscience. A stressed mind runs on incomplete inventory. Consider what this means in practice. A founder once walked into a critical investor meeting certain he had nothing to offer. No traction, no leverage, no credibility. He almost didn't go. What he hadn't accounted for: a relationship with an advisor the investor had been trying to reach for 2 years, a dataset no competitor had published, and a previous exit, small but real, that he'd stopped mentioning because it felt insignificant. 3 assets, unreviewed, almost wasted. He walked in with them. He closed the round. Tactical asset assessment corrects the inventory. 3 specific assets identified daily, not abstract, not generic, but concrete and owned. A relationship you haven't deployed, a skill that solved a problem last quarter, a decision you made correctly under pressure. The 99% focus on what they lack, the 1% audit what they have, and deploy it with 0 emotional friction. Instead of starting the day cataloging the gap, start by mapping the arsenal. A focused mind is not a happy mind. It is an accurate one. But internal clarity means nothing if it collapses the moment you open your mouth. Protocol 6, Semantic Command. Your words are not descriptions of your reality. They are instructions to it. Most people speak reactively. They narrate their limitations, broadcast their doubts, and repeat their fears as facts. Every repeated statement becomes a belief. Belief becomes behavior. Behavior becomes outcome. You are lowering your status every time you say, "I'll try," or "I'm not ready." The 1% speak with architecture. They choose language that reflects where they are going, not where they are stuck. Instead of "I'll try," say "I'll handle it." Instead of "I'm not ready," say "I'll be ready." Instead of "things have been difficult," say "I'm working through a challenge." These are not semantics. They are signals, to yourself and everyone around you, about who controls the narrative. Speak like someone building something, because eventually, the words become the blueprint. But even a kingdom will fall if you don't audit the foundation. Protocol 7, the post-operational debrief. The 7th protocol is the one that compounds all 6 before it, and the one most people skip because it doesn't feel productive. It is the most productive thing you will do all day. Most people end their day by collapsing into it. Tired, overstimulated, shut down, without processing a single lesson from what just happened. And so they carry yesterday's unexamined errors into tomorrow. Across years, they accumulate a weight of repeated mistakes they never consciously made, because they never stopped long enough to see them. 10 minutes, 3 questions. What did I execute well today? What cost me performance? What is the strike plan for tomorrow? Then set the next day's command. Clear the mental backlog. Enter sleep with a closed mind, not a churning one. Clarity at night becomes confidence in the morning. Confidence compounded across years becomes the kind of force others study and struggle to explain. 7 protocols. No capital required. No permission needed. Pre-execution strike. Intellectual compounding. Mechanical integrity. Visual target acquisition. Tactical asset assessment. Semantic command. Post-operational debrief. This is not a list of habits. This is a manual for the reconstruction of your identity. Most people will finish this video, feel a temporary spark, and return to their reactive, passive lives within the hour. They will stay in the 99%, managing 10 wishes while blaming the economy, their circumstances, and their luck. The 1% will pick one protocol, start tonight, and not stop. The gap between those two responses is the exact gap between the life most people have and the life they keep saying they want. Whether you realize it or not, you are currently moving toward a specific destiny. If you are following Tycoon Logic, you are building a kingdom. If you are not, you are building someone else's. Subscribe if you belong in the 1%. Improve 1% daily, or stay exactly where you are.